Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel where we go over some known and some unknown paranormal cases. Anything from possession to hauntings to unexplained paranormal cases, all of the above in the paranormal field. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you see that I also like to do horror games in the background while we're going over these cases. I chose something very old school, game that I used to play growing up, and if you're over 30, you know what game I'm talking about. This game is The Haunting on Sega Genesis, so I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay and the story. Today's case ventures into a dark world of a mysterious object, specifically a painting. It's crazy to think about all the objects or even paintings that you have in your home or your room. Imagine one of them being haunted. I would get rid of that thing ASAP. I'd get rid of that shit. It'd be gone. There's no way I'm keeping that shit. First night I experienced something, you're getting out of here. I wouldn't even try to sell it. I would not want to bring that upon someone else. I would just get rid of it, burn it, bury it, whatever. What would you guys do? Keep it? Let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment on the video. Any experiences you've ever had with any objects, a painting. If you've seen this painting and something has happened to you, you've experienced something, love to hear about it. So let's get started. In 1972, an artist called Bill Stoneham created this painting called The Hands Resist Him. And just by looking at it, it already kind of creeps me out. You can see in the picture, or in the painting, there's a boy, soulless stare, just like nothing staring back at you. Very freaking creepy. Next to this little boy, you see this doll that's a girl. Same thing, very soulless, like nothing's inside, just very empty. And you see this glass door behind them with hands reaching out through them. What does this painting represent? What does it mean? Why is it haunted? We're going to get into that right now. Fast forward 30 years after this painting was made, and it becomes an internet sensation. Thousands and thousands of people hear about this. Many claims that made this painting famous was that just by looking at it, they would experience something. Many people allegedly said that looking at it would make them lightheaded, that they would start hearing noises in their home. And this was just after just looking at the picture, not visiting, not seeing it in person, just by looking at it on the internet. So that's pretty freaking crazy. So according to Bill Stoneham, this painting was made after a picture of him when he was taken when he was 5 years old. So at the time this photo was taken, Stoneham was 5 years old. His father worked in advertisement, so he traveled a lot. So they had to stay at his grandma's place in Chicago. His grandmother's apartment was so small that Stoneham had to sleep on a mat inside of a closet with coats and sweaters. So Stoneham had a childhood friend that was a little girl from the neighborhood. His family at the time decided to take a picture of them, and they just happened to be standing in front of a glass door. This is the picture that inspired this painting to come to life. In 1972, Bill's first wife, Roanne, wrote a poem called The Hands Resist Him. It was about Bill's experience of being adopted and never knowing his biological siblings. At the time, the couple lived in California, and Bill was under contract with an art gallery. The owner's name was Charles, I hope I'm saying this right, Feingarten, to produce 2 paintings each month for a payment of $200 each. With his next deadline approaching for the paintings, he used his wife's poem and the old photo of himself with the neighborhood girl as an inspiration. When making the painting, he made some changes. He blurred his face and made the little girl's face look like a soulless doll. Behind the glass door, there are hands reaching behind them. Stoneham said that the hands were his portrayal of other lives. The glass door represented the thin veil between waking and dreaming. The soulless doll was the companion or guide through this realm. He called the painting The Hands Resist Him and turned it over to Charles Feingarten for a large gallery show in 1974. At the show, the painting was bought by actor John Marley, famously known as the movie producer in the Godfather movie. That's when things started to get strange. Between 1978 and 1984, 3 of the men closest to the paintings had tragically passed away. Henry Seldes, which was the art critic who first reviewed the painting, Charles Feingarten, the art gallery owner, and John Marley, the one who purchased it. Stoneham said that likely their deaths were coincidences. The painting has always had a certain effect on people. He explains some of what I paint opens up the inner door, or basement. Marley sold the painting before his untimely passing, but no one knows to who or where it went until 20 years have passed. Sonam hears word of its appearance. It reappears abandoned behind a California brewery that was turned into an art space. In 2000, the painting resurfaced in an eBay listing. The family selling it had a chilling story to tell. Their kids claimed that the boy and the doll in the painting were fighting and coming into their room. The dad, in disbelief, set up a motion sensor camera to show them that they were just imagining things. Instead, when he reviewed the footage, he saw the boy crawl away from the painting. That's when he quickly put it for listing on eBay with a disclaimer on the posting. The details of this disclaimer drew in over 30,000 views. Some of these views even complained to the seller about experiencing supernatural occurrences just by looking at the picture. They claimed to have heard voices in their homes. Others said that they became ill after viewing the painting. Another claimed to have blacked out. It eventually was sold to a gallery owner named Kim Smith for $1,025, where it was kept at the Perception Gallery in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Kim Smith said a month after buying the painting, no strange occurrences had happened, except for emails she was receiving of people seeing the painting online, similar emails to what was happening when it was listed on eBay, like people passing out or suffering from mind controlling. When oddities and paranormal collector Zach Bagans caught wind of this painting, he tried to purchase it from Kim Smith, but she did not want to part with it. So Zach was able to get in touch with Bill Stoneham. When he contacted him, he told Zach that he sensed a strange connection to him, that it was fate, that he had reached out to him. Stoneham ended up painting the prequel to The Hands Resist Him for Zach Bagans, called The Hands Invent Him. It portrays the inside of the window from the original painting. Stoneham did not want Zach to see the painting until he personally received it. While the painting was in transit, several of his staff members from the Haunted Museum began hearing the sound of a child's tricycle traveling down the halls of the building, with the sound of a bicycle bell ringing. Also, a light bulb mysteriously exploded in the oddities room. It was located above an old coin-op machine that was on display. The particular machine had a long hose coming out of it with a hand on the end of it. Was this a coincidence in an already haunted building? Or was this painting causing an uproar to these halls? Once Zach received the painting, he realized it depicted a long hose with a hand on the end of it ringing the bell on a tricycle. This is freaking incredible. Zach had no explanation for what had occurred before the painting arrived, and the connection it had to the museum. Zach said Bill Stoneham is a very mystical person. He creates tarot cards and is very much in tune with the other side. Somehow, their connection created a link between him, the painting, and the museum. Now, would any of you guys have this painting on your wall? Or even have the balls to even visit it given the opportunity? I sure as hell wouldn't. I've already been looking at it from doing this case, and it, did really creep me out. But at the same time, you have to look at it from an artistic view, and it is very beautiful for someone to take that type of memory, that type of life, and create something beautiful out of it. It is creepy, but it also is pretty amazing. So let's take a look at the picture right now that he did for Zach Bagans, the one that came after the prequel, I should say. As you can see, this is the prequel that Bill Stoneham did for Zach Bagans. And you can see here, this is the tricycle right here that he was talking about. And if you look closely right here, there's a little hand right here ringing the bell. So that right there is just pretty freaking creepy, the fact that they were experiencing all that without even knowing what the painting looked like. And then for him to get the painting and then see that to me is not only a coincidence, but like he was saying, there was a connection, almost like it was that painting was meant for him and it was meant to be there. So I think that's pretty freaking awesome. Let me know what you guys think. This case was pretty fun to do. I can't look forward to doing many more. So make sure you guys stay tuned for next week's paranormal video. I'll see you guys then.